What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. If you're wondering if things are more zoomed in than normal, it's because they are. I forgot that I made a zoomed in button a little while back, so that way we can zoom in every once in a while. But yeah, let's see who's all here today. We've got Kenneth is here, KT Plus review versus X1 Carbon review incoming soon. TM. I have no idea. Creality reached out to me maybe like 30 days ago. Quite a few companies were asking if I was going to Rapid TCT, which might be what they were just asking everybody, or maybe it's because I used to be in California right next to where Anaheim is, where it's going to be at. But basically they were like asking if I was going to be going, and if I was, they want to do some kind of collaboration thing. And I said, no, I'm not going. And then they had two printers they wanted me to check out, and I said, sorry, I'm busy, but I am interested in the K2 and your guys' material station. And the paraphrasing, I don't remember the exact, but something along the lines of like, we'll get you one. And I think they said it would be late June, early July, but who knows if it'll show up. They're doing pre-orders, I think, this morning, and as far as I know, the only person that's got any footage on it is Sam at their facility. So it's definitely unconventional, but the fact that it's a large machine and they're doing these crazy like 50% off almost, it's not on Kickstarter, which is at least a positive, but sort of like early bird promos. I feel like from what I saw, they're gonna sell a ton of them. I just hope it's a decent machine at the very least. I don't know anything about it other than what everyone else knows, so yeah. Hey Lucas. Hey Steve. You are not off today. Are you, Steve? You're on lunch maybe? Or early, yeah, PF, it's still messed up. So I'm gonna show you guys, it's kind of funny. This is the first time ever where if I share my desktop, I'll show you, it's the back end panel. This is where my moderator chat normally is, right here. And I've got the something went wrong monkey, and I've restarted the computer. It's just not working. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, something went wrong. So I have to use, I'll pull this over here too. So I'm using regular chat today, but the issue with that is I have no permissions apparently. So I can, well, I guess that's not true. So I can report or block. Can I actually, hold on. Can I pin a message? Oops, that's not how you spell hello. No, I can't pin a message. So Zombie, when the giveaway time comes, hopefully you're around, because I can't pin. I think, can you pin? I don't know if you even have permissions to pin. So YouTube this is the first for me. YouTube has definitely done some funky stuff, but like I know PF for sure, because I'm used to seeing PF Genesis icon. It's not showing it. I don't know whether that's something unique to just his account or if it's another YouTube weird thing that's going on. So I'm not off mid-morning break. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I thought you were working today. So I love buying printers before reviews are out. Yeah, so we'll see. Having used the K1, having the K1 Max, and having seen Zombie's experience with the K1C, K1C is the third time, so it's supposed to be third time's the charm, but maybe it'll be the fourth time. I don't know. I always try to be optimistic, but I feel like anybody that's diving in and getting it, knowing Creality in general, you are rolling the dice. That's just the reality of it. So hopefully the K2 is the culmination of all of the feedback and things that they've been given over the past, I don't know how long the original K1's been out for now, but until I've either got it or you know, someone or some people that I know have given me feedback on it, it's you're rolling the dice. That's my thoughts on it. So let's see. Oh great, what is going on with chat? Okay, I think chat is maybe working. Hey Lisa, hey, happy Wednesday. I haven't seen you in a little bit. I know you've popped in, but so today we have a pretty hard cutoff. Aaron's got work early today, quite a bit earlier than normal. So we've got exactly 3 hours, and the goal is that we are going to be getting done with the x-axis. So let me go side view really quick here. Hey, Millennium Machines. Millennium Machine Works official. Nice. Got a name update. I can just spam the link in chat. Oh, great. Yeah. I don't. You know what I could. You know what I could do. I know I can actually. I'll put it in the description once it's time to post it. That's the early. I thought that it would, for sure, fix itself if I rebooted the computer. I was like, ah, it's probably just a fluke. But nope, it's still here hours later. Also, I just got a notification from Stream Elements that they are sunsetting the merch store. So ModBot merch is going away temporarily. It sounds like they're migrating with another platform that should be fairly smooth, but I'm gonna end up ordering another shirt, and at least like I'll probably order a couple of things from there just to make sure that the quality's up to what I'm wanting. Part of the reason I went with Stream Elements in the first place is I feel like they do a really good job of having high quality prints and really comfortable shirts. That was a big thing for me, and everyone had given me positive feedback, and so I have no idea what the sort of quality is of the new platform they're going with. I also ordered one more P1S this morning to replace my last P1P. Nice. I mean, I know that everyone's been posting affiliate links, and I probably should also do the same. They told me that the 2-year sale was coming up. Did it go live yet or no? These are like, people are preemptively posting their links. I'll be sad if the shirts are not soft. Yeah, you and me both. I can picture, like, I used to wear a bunch of, well, I say I used to wear a bunch of plain t-shirts, and here I am with my plain t-shirt. I love plain t-shirts, but this is, this last round of them I bought was at Target, and they are the best. They're super soft. They're like long, but not real wide. But I used to buy plain t-shirts all the time from like the flea market or swap meet, especially when I was in high school. And a lot of them were like thick, like not crunchy. That's not the right word for a shirt, but just really not comfortable, very uncomfortable. So I'll let everybody know. I'm ordering 2 shirts right now. And yeah, if you want to get shirts, get them now. Before we're gonna build a mill, but let me just really quickly. I got the email like as I was getting things ready for the stream. So, Stream Elements. It's time to update your wardrobe with Fourth Wall. Yes, that means SC Merch is closing its doors, but we found you on an even better merch solution. We'll be the judge of that. Read our blog post for more details on the update to get a new look. Okay, so let me see if there's a date. Closing our shop. Okay, so to ensure you have time to complete the migration, stores will remain active for 6 weeks. So we have 6 weeks till July 17th. I'll probably announce it on the main channel as well. Again, this isn't like trying to be dramatic. Like there's gonna be still the same design available. I just can't guarantee that the nice shirts that we've had access to for the last year or so are gonna be the same one. So I will order, that way I can give feedback. But this is not news I'm thrilled about because again, it's been such positive feedback ever since we've had these t-shirts. So yeah. Aaron, AG bought a ModBot Classic t-shirt. I have a feeling that AG is Aaron, so thank you very much. Oh, there we go. Yeah, AG, awesome. Well, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. The mugs are better. That's all I've set up so far. Okay, I need to get a mug too. Speaking of mugs, I'm using it's his like Sam Day. He was live on Crowdy's channel, and I was like, you know what? It's the Sam Prentice kind of morning today. Okay, let's do some stuff here. Yeah, we've got a time constraint. So a couple things I want to update on. I have done a few things leading up to this. I am a bit more prepared. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate the support. Hey Keith. Hey Deanna, good morning. Okay, so here we go. So one thing I noticed is that in the BOM for this, it says that the X and the Y axis lead screws are 550 millimeters. And so I saw 2 lead screws, saw that it said 550 in the BOM, and I just grabbed one. And I thought that it seemed, you can see how much it's, let's get you in line with the camera. You can see how much it's sticking out. And I thought after last week's stream, that seems kind of long. Well, I didn't check it until pretty early this morning, but what I discovered is that in the LDO kit, they are not the same size lead screws. So they're similar, but because there is a slight difference in these channels between X and Y, they give you one slightly shorter one for Y and a slightly longer one. I mean, we're talking, I think it was like a 20 to 25 millimeter approximate difference. So functionally, it wouldn't have affected anything, but because this extrusion's a little bit shorter, and this one's a bit, or this this one was a bit longer, and the other one is a bit longer, and the lead screw would have been shorter, it would have looked kind of funky having one sticking out more and one less. So I did go through this morning and swap those out, but that is something that is not called out, and it's definitely worth, I think, worth noting. I was gonna leave it, but then I thought to myself, like, what would Steve do? The sizes were just to keep self-sourcing, and I kind of figured that. So Millennium's saying that they did the two sizes the same just to simplify things, because not everyone wants to have to cut these down to custom sizes, but because it's LDO and they have access to manufacturing that we don't, they actually give you unique lead screw sizes to pair a little bit more cleanly with the extrusion. So yes. Hey Mohammed, how's it going? Are you building a positron? If so, how far along are you? I am building a positron. So I'm currently in the process of building the Journey Maker, but we paused. We ran into some hiccups. I didn't like the way the integrated power supply was. It was not grounded and it was fully open, and yes, it might be okay, but I didn't feel right showing it. It didn't feel safe to me, and so I decided to go go with an external power supply. And I did, excuse me, my wow, I don't know what's going on with my throat. So I did end up ordering, so here's little barrel jack connectors with the securing rings, and then this power supply wasn't super cheap. I think it was like $45-ish, but this is what I ended up going with. It was one that was recommended to me or shared with me. So it's a, I don't know, Seite Yuan, but I think it had pretty dang good reviews. It's an Amazon 24 volt, 10 amp, and I think it was a, 240 watt power supply. So this is what I'm gonna end up using with it. So really what I need to do to be able to continue is just, I have to reprint out the part that the AC adapter would have been on for that positron, and basically remove that opening and replace it with just a simple hole. That way I can attach this onto there. So we will be continuing. I don't know if I'll end up doing a secondary stream 1 week along Milo, or if I'll just have to wait till Milo's done. I still haven't decided. Things have been kind of crazy, and my videos have been coming out on Sunday the last couple of weeks because I'm just behind. I think everything that I'm like, this will be a breeze, it's just nothing has been a breeze, which is totally fine, but it's just everything's taken longer. So Swiham, 11 months, a day early, but happy Sweden Day. We will definitely do some cheering for that. Happy Sweden Day. That's funny. So Sweden Day, tomorrow's my dad's birthday, so that I will call and wish my dad a happy birthday and wish my mom a happy Sweden Day. Dark Third is saying, I did look in the box and they have upgraded the PCB bar of the rails for metal bars with wait. I did look in the box and they've upgraded the PCB bar for the rails for metal bars with the threaded holes. What are you referencing, Dark? You're a Positron? And if so, Positron Journey Maker or LDO Positron? SP, thank you. That's gotta be Steve. Is that you, Steve? Like getting it. It's the only SP I know. Could be someone else. Could be Swiham. I don't know. Could be anybody, but I think that's Steve. You're in chat, Steve, and that was you. Thank you. And if it wasn't, thank you to whoever that was. Okay, so what are we doing here? Power supply, total brain fart. Okay, so we are continuing today with the X-axis. Here we are. Back to work for me. Chat with you later. It was totally Steve. Thank you, Steve. I'll talk to you later on. Hey, Bearded Bucket. Okay, so we're continuing with the X-axis, which looks fairly similar to the Y, so I don't think there'll be a whole lot of things that are unfamiliar. I did do a couple of things as well. All of the heat inserts are done, so I will quickly show the heat inserts. We've got 4 of the larger ones, which are what, M5, I think these are. Yes. So this part takes all the heat inserts. So we got 4 M5, 3 M2 for your cable chain, and 2 M2.5 for the end stop. So I did those, and I also, similarly to the other part, the M5 did push some plastic into the channel. I don't think that's a me thing. I think a lot of people are going to experience that. So you can use like an Allen key to push through it. I grabbed one of these monsters that come with this kit. Tor, thank you very much for getting a t-shirt, man. Cheers. That's awesome. I'm gonna order, that's what I'm gonna do. I will order a t-shirt from this shop and a t-shirt from the new shop, and we'll do a comparison like on stream. That way I can be like, and I'll try to do it in the next like day or two here, so that way there's still time before the shop closes, so I can really give feedback on the quality of the new versus the old. If that's an option. I don't know if I can actually use the new shop until this old one closes, but I'll try my best. Thank you, Tor. Hey Liz, it's Wednesday. Okay, so I ended up using these monsters to just thread, just by hand, I think. No, actually I used a driver. And then it clears the pocket, and then I just pushed out all the loose filament. So if you look now, maybe, let's see, can we do this? Yeah. Look into the holes. They're completely clear. Since I believe we're going into this part from this direction, if you don't clear out those pockets, you're going to be shoving plastic into those threads. And we want Loctite, but that's a form of Loctite we don't want on this. So my V0, it doesn't have the PCB bars to the rails. It has, oh, that's right. You're building the Cyborg V0. That's awesome. Okay, that's a good upgrade. So for anyone that doesn't know what we're referencing, on the V0, you have to attach your linear rails, just like we're doing with this. And on this, you can just use these guys. We're using M5 nuts that just slide in or pop in, but you don't have the leisure or the luxury. You don't have the luxury of doing that with the V0 due to the channel size. And so putting the little nuts into the channel, you have to preload them. And there is a printed mod that you can set. I think they're M2 nuts. Is that right? M2? M2.5? I think they're M2 nuts. They're really small. And they'll slide back and forth. It's a huge pain to align. So there's little printed parts you can use that work okay, but you still have to space them accordingly. And it's definitely not as simple as a like MGN 9 or 12 or 15. And so Cyborg used these like PCB spacers, and I stripped mine. That's what happened. I'm having flashbacks now of us doing on stream. And so they replaced it with an aluminum bar now, which is what LDO's always used, which is definitely better. It allows you to, I don't want to use the word crank down more on it because you still can very easily strip the screws out, but it allows you to tighten them down a bit more without having to have quite so much concern. So yeah, LDO's nut bars. Yep. Yeah. I'm fine with the printed, like the no drop nut mods or whatever, but for the linear rails, I like having the bars. To me, that's the best solution. I've used 3 solutions at this point. M2, I had to use the same size on my Micron. I did print the nut bar. Yeah, the printed nut bars can work. You really have to have your extrusion rate. Your first layer has to be really good. Your extrusion multiplier has to be dead on. And if anything, you almost want to under extrude. I remember I had a slight elephant's foot when I tried the printed ones, and it was impossible to try to get them into the channel of the 1515 extrusions. I just couldn't, even with a lot of force. Hey GPs. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of building. So I've got everything out. We are going to start by grabbing this. How's everybody's week going? It's June. It's freaking June. Last time we talked, it was April. Nope, it was May. I can't believe it. Hey, Trevor. M2s is what I hate about small. Yeah, M2s are not my friend. I've learned to sort of work with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we want 6 for every other. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, we're doing 7. I've learned to work with them. Oh, so these are M310s. Okay, so we need to take out the M3 nuts. I've learned to work with them after using them a fair bit, but if anyone says, given the choice, do I want to use the M2 nuts? The answer is absolutely not. Definitely not. It's it's like you use it out of necessity, not because you want to. Okay, so we are just going to place these in here. I did, for anyone wondering, on last week's build, we had to tap one side of the extrusion, and that was because both sides were not tapped and threaded, so, which is weird. That's not normally how LDO does things. And Steven mentioned he doesn't remember having to check for that, and he thinks that maybe it was just a manufacturing defect. And I meant to contact Jason. I have not yet. I just want, like, I mean, it ended up working out, but if there is gonna be others that have that issue, I at least want to let him know, so that way he can maybe add a note or make sure that on future batches it's not an issue. I don't know. It could have been just a total off thing, but what I'm getting at is that I did check on this, and as far as I can tell, it's mirrored on both sides. So it looks like on this part, the smaller, or I mean the four that are together are not threaded, and the two up top are. And from what I can see in the manual, as far as where we're mounting things, that seems correct. So hopefully we are not going to have to bring out the tap set again. Paul Dennis, thank you for becoming a member. We got a Paul Dennis and a PF Dennis, or is this PF Dennis's alt account? Either way, we're doing air horns. Cheers, thank you. Week's going slow. Can't wait till next weekend. I'm going. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would love to go to Open Sauce. I just can't. Lightburn will be there. I take photos. Definitely. We have the channel in the Discord for cool 3D printing events, or meetups like that. So definitely take some photos and post them there if you get the chance. Hey, what's up, Dutch dude? Turtle just posted the other day his red frame. What am I doing? There. His red frame rebuild that he's doing. I think it's a rebuild of the Merc. That looks awesome. I think that we're in Q3, aren't we? No, this is the last month of Q2. So at some point this year, I would like to do the rebuild with the new frame, the new tool head, and the motor mounts that I've seen. Yeah, that frame is really bright. It looks awesome though. Very cool. Paul, aka PF. It is okay, so there is a different. What's going on with your account? Guess what I ordered? I tried to be the adult and not. Oh, you got. Okay, so you either got the S1 or the K2. Hey, Alan, happy Wednesday. Week going well. Got a new gas barbecue. Nice. Picking up a new car. Dang, dang. Grilling and cruising. That's awesome. Let's see. I've used the account at least until YouTube figures itself out. Oh no. I hope you can get it back. That's really bizarre. I'm gonna try and, what does it say? I'm gonna try and take maybe some video too. Nice, yeah, that sounds great. I mean, obviously enjoy the event. Don't let it detract. I have never recorded at any event I've gone to, I don't think, really, because I can't multitask like that. It's not my jam. Not that I never would, but so far, what do we need? Loctite. So far, I have not. All right, Loctite is coming out. Okay. And then we are doing, for these, M310s, so across the board. M310. Nice. So I've had, I think you asked me, did you ask me about the Dutch? I don't know. I've had the S1 for a few weeks now. The review is gonna be a few weeks out. I'm behind. I'm wrapping up the SBO8, kind of, sort of. So yeah, I'm behind, but I think you'll be happy. Like, from a hardware side of things, I don't really have much to complain about. The biggest thing missing is like not hardware related things. There's like literally zero documentation right now. And I was talking about the Bamboo, like when I got the Bamboo X1 Carbon to test out before Kickstarter, I didn't need any kind of instructions because it was all very like linear and intuitive. Well, with this machine, because it's like clipper slapped with whatever they've done, which has some good things, it's just not, it's not nearly as intuitive to me. So there's like some features on it where I'm like, I don't fully understand the way it works. And then also profiles need to be dialed in for sure. I printed out an ABS part and it just had way too much cooling. I had to slow it down, but it's gonna, I'll make my own Orca. Yeah, so they told me Orca profiles are in testing because I don't really like their, whatever their slicer is, which is like a hack of Orca, Prusa, and something else. It's just kind of bizarre. But yeah, I mean, it's running clipper, so you will be able to use Orca slicer, and they also said Orca slicer profiles are coming. So if nothing else, it should give you a baseline to start off of. But yeah, on the hardware front, it's nuts. Like my dad and Aaron have seen so many 3D printers over the last 10 years of me being in this space. And I had them both come up here and I had them look at it. And I said, you know, like, what do you think the price is on this thing? And they both looked at it and were like 3,000 or 4,000. I'm like, yeah, you'd think. So I don't understand. I don't understand how FL Sun is able to manufacture these at the price point, even at the 1,500 MSRP. I don't understand it. That's my biggest. I hope they've left enough, you know, margin for themselves to stay afloat, because it doesn't make sense to me. I built the door on Velta instead of buying a T1. The door on Velta looks very cool. I'm glad you built it. I would love to build it. I really like Delta printers. I don't think they're the most practical things ever made, but they're by far my favorite kinematic system. Yeah, yours looks really, really nice too. I like the color choice you went with. I saw that you just posted like the final thing. Let me know, is this view okay? I'm thinking more and more about, I'm gonna get an overhead camera mounted again. But what I might be doing is running Ethernet in the drywall. I've got an attic up here, so I can crawl up there basically and drill a little opening, and then I think that I could probably fish it down the wall, similar to how you would just installing electrical. I just don't know. I want to see if I can get some kind of a box, so that way it doesn't just look like there's a hole in my drywall and it looks a little bit cleaner. But yeah, I'm wheels are slowly in motion about getting the overhead camera set up. I just wasn't sure how the studio layout was going to be, and I'm kind of just like, this is probably how it's going to be, so let's make it work. View looks fine. Cool, awesome. Yeah, at any time, if someone wants a different view, like if I'm doing something and you're like, hey, I can't really, like, just let me know. I will not be I'm happy to change things up if need be. So okay, so all I've done is put all of the screws on this side. Everything is loose. There's nothing aligned with anything, so we're just starting off here. It's printing well now as well. Nice. What is the what's the toolhead situation like? What's your extruder and hot end that you went with? I couldn't tell with the like housing on top of it. I went with Honey Badger fans at Fabrico and 3DO cell. For what? Sorry, I missed that. The Honey Badger fans are good. They're definitely not the quietest of fans. But as far as moving a lot of air, I've been pleased with them. FL Sun has come a long way. My first printer was one of their Deltas back from 2017, just a box of extrusions and parts. Yeah, I am definitely team FL Sun. Like, I want every company to succeed. I don't have any like ill will towards any company, but because FL Sun is just doing their own dang thing compared to everybody else. Like, yeah, you couldn't tell me with the S1 that they haven't taken some things out of X1 Carbon or Bamboo's playbook in terms of just the design aspects of it and a few other elements. However, they are very much so blazing their own trail, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, the first one I had from them was the FL Sun. I think it was the Q5, which would have been, I know that we were in our second apartment together, and so we lived here 2 years there, 2 years there. Probably about 5 years ago, give or take. The first Delta I got was I think a G-Tech, and I don't believe I ever actually got it working. It was all acrylic, and it was a struggle. It was a real struggle. Hey RS, Get an electronic box from Home Depot. Okay, if you've got, can you link that? I mean, that's such a simple thing to remember, but can you link that, Lisa, if you remember it in anywhere, live streams or the mod channel or anything? I'm sure I'll find it when I just start looking at what I really want to do, but I'm thinking sort of something similar to like I don't know if they're called junction boxes or whatever, your outlet boxes, but not for an outlet, just for cables. It'd be kind of neat if it actually had HDMI, like just the port, and I can plug directly into that port. It would look clean. I don't know. Hey, Blue Hollow Arts. It's been a while catching a stream. Well, welcome. We've kind of progressively gotten earlier and earlier as the weeks and months have rolled on. So I'm glad to have you here. 24/7 printing showed the flow rate was about 40 cubic millimeters a second, so you can hit those speeds. Plus, it's a V6 nozzle. Are you talking about the S1? I know that Nero took apart the heat break and saw that they were kind of using a CHT type pattern, but not in the nozzle because of the patent, I assume, but in the heat break instead. So I haven't done max flow rate tests yet with it. So I don't have much to add to it. If I can convince my wife to let me get another printer, it's gonna be a Delta. Yeah, Deltas are sweet, man. I think it's Erin's favorite style of printer as well. I remember when she first saw a Delta that I had gotten in years and years ago, she said that it looked like kind of like a spider, and she thought it was really cool. Yeah, the printer is really nice looking. Hey, AWS. Hey, Robert. You are not that late. You're just fashionably late. All right, so what are we doing here? Let's look. I've got fasten the MGN 15 rails to the extrusion by screwing M3 T-nuts. So I think what we're gonna do is probably, yeah, so it's the same alignment process. So all we're gonna do is, we'll completely secure this one down. So to do that, we're just going to grab these, and I will put, I think I have like 4 of them actually. Where is the other ones? Here they are. It does have a cool CHT style heater, yeah. Yeah, one thing when I get a little bit further, I can show you. I've noticed some artifacting on the S1 printed parts. I printed out an ABS part. Well, I printed out a couple because the first one didn't turn out good and I had to do some profile tweaking. But it has a uniform pattern all over the entire thing that looks like VFAs to me. And I don't know if it's because of the closed loop steppers. I didn't notice it on any of the test files, but the test files were printed in PLA. They have a lot more organic geometry, not a lot of straight walls or hard surfaces. And so it could be that, but it's interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna eyeball, I think, edge to edge. It's very close to being the exact same length as this extrusion. I'd say we're maybe a fraction of a millimeter off on both sides. And then we are going to start from the middle and go outwards to, if there's any tweak or bend in the rail, we will try to flatten it out against the extrusion. So let's grab this guy. Hi from Germany. Hey, Lucius, thanks for tuning in. Can't link right now, but you are looking for an old work gang box. Okay. Old work gang box. It's funny, I've realized that some of those boxes are called like gang, which I'm like, why are they called gang? It's like, I was looking, our patio lights are all on a switch, but there's like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 out front because it's a 3-car garage, so it has one on, like between the garage and the third one, and then 1 or 2 in the front. And there's been plenty of times where I forget to manually turn them off. So I was looking into getting it on like a smart switch where I could just have it timed as well if it's not manually turned on or off. And that's when I discovered, like, when I was looking them up, like the term gang, like 2 gang, but I don't, it threw me off. I'm like, I'd never heard anyone refer to lights or boxes as gangs, but it's probably because I'm not an electrician and I don't know any, I don't think, at this point. So gang refers to this, 1 and 2 are the common, gotcha. Yeah, I noticed that like the dual switch ones or whatever were called 2 gang. So, but I also discovered that because so it would be really simple for me to get a smart switch if this light switch wasn't on a like dual, so it's a hall light too, right? Like one of them is for the front and then it's connected to another one that is able to be triggered from 2 locations at both ends of the hall. And because of that, it seems like it complicates things. And so I looked briefly, saw that, you know, it wasn't going to be compatible with a lot of the ones that are out there because it's a hall switch as well. And then I sort of just tabled it for now. I need to look more into it when I have time, whatever that is. 3 gang. Is this new part, or did you disassemble the last one again? Sorry for the Autobahn. Well, this stream started. No, this is not. I did not disassemble. So this is X. This is the X-axis. We finished Y. So it looks very similar. There are longer rails, but yeah, this is our. So it's going to get very heavy after today once we attach. But this is what we've worked on up until this point, and this is the piece where we're just currently working on. We're going to get added on here fairly shortly. So, and then it becomes a heavy piece of machinery. All right, so I'm going to just really quickly go over these one last time. They should be plenty tight, but I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss any while chatting. That one has a little bit more play. One thing that's also going to be interesting, I just realized, is I didn't look to see if there's Sharpie marks on these. Okay, so this one has a single mark, and this one has a dual mark. Something tells me I'm going to have to take this off. So, single mark on the outside, which is... Okay, so single mark on the outside. So I'm going to want to take this out. I think if I just loosen it, I can slide it, hopefully. So I made Sharpie marks. I forgot on the other one too. Just so that way I can make sure that I pair the bearing blocks with their matching rail and try to keep the orientation. How much does it truly matter? I don't actually know. But Steve's got me on this. So I'm gonna try. Let's see, can I slide these? Yeah. I'm hoping the other rail is gonna be okay orientation wise, but I'll do a quick check. One thing you can't see because of my head. Let me flip my hat around. Okay, so that should be okay. And then on this side, the mark is on the inside, and it's a 2 mark. And I couldn't see, that's right, I couldn't tell on this one which one it was. So okay, we're gonna go with it. That's plenty fine. So on this side, let's see, isn't a gang a single socket? So yeah, 2 gang is 2 socket. That's what I got. Hi everyone watching on vacation at a great wolf lodge. Nice. Hope you're having a good vacation. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to place, so we can remove these guys. I'm trying to think if it matters which direction we're going to be sliding this on from. Let me see what this says in a second here. Okay, so we're gonna be sliding it on from that side, which is, if this is flipped, oh, no, so if this is flipped, like this, we'll be sliding it on this way. Okay. I don't think it matters. All right, so on this side, all I'm gonna do is tighten a single bolt. That way, the whole bar can still shift around, and when we line up the main gantry with this, this is, we know, perfectly straight, and then the bearing blocks will basically ensure that these are parallel or smooth with each other, as parallel as I can get them with each other. So, the fact that I can get anything done without forgetting what he's doing is. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do think that that's something I am good at. Is like, it doesn't, like, I can squirrel hard, but I still get the job done. Maybe not super quick, but I juggle quite a bit up there. All right, so we are just going to tighten this far end, and on this one, because we're tightening at this end, we will end up, I think I switched this. We'll end up tightening this way versus jumping from here to center in case there's any sort of, in case this bar is not flat, we don't want to jump over here and tighten this, because then it could basically trap the warp bend in here. So we're gonna go from this way downward once we actually get this, part on. I think that this shifted a little bit, so let me bring this. That looks, I mean, it's not gonna make a difference. This is really me just being pretty anal. it's so close. All right, let's do that. There we go. Okie dokie. The whole live streaming would have me forgetting what I'm doing. Yeah, it happens. I know for a fact there's times where on stream I'm like mid-conversation, thought pulls me away, and then I probably never return to what I was talking about before. I wouldn't be, like, I'm pretty sure you could make a compilation of me just like derailing and never returning. Okie doke. So we are not going to tighten the rest of these bolts in for now. We are going to install this. So this is what, 2 flanges? Yeah, so flange on one side, right? Yeah, 2 flanges, 1 non-flange. Okay. Which is gonna be this part. Daniel, how was your week? My week was pretty good. I don't know how we're at Wednesday already. Saturday we went to a barbecue, which was nice, which was really nice. It was Jack's like first time actually walking around and like touching grass with his feet barefoot, which was adorable, as well as sand. He didn't really love either of the two. I tried to get him to touch the sand. He wasn't really a big fan, and then I just got like grains of sand and like poured them on his foot. He also did not love that, but it was fun. And then Sunday, I don't remember what I've done this week. I feel like I'm just working on video stuff really, and then Erin's worked all week. She works this week 5 days, so been on Jack patrol at night. So we went on a walk last night. He's been more stubborn with food lately. We always sort of were really thrilled at how good of a job he did with eating everything, and he's been kind of picky lately. But last night he didn't want to eat the soup, and he didn't want to eat anything. And so I stopped trying to feed him and just put it in front of him with a spoon, and he ate most of it himself. But then last night he got really sick. Erin got home and said she heard him coughing, and then we went in there and she yelled, and he had thrown up everywhere, which was not good. We felt really bad, and it was just not fun. Okay, why are we not? I think I had to file this guy a little bit last time too, so let me pop this guy back out. And then it's just, yeah, I can feel it. I can try, actually, I think we just used this guy last time, the the deburring tool. So yeah, that was a bummer, but other than that, things are going good. We've got a garden, got some jalapenos and banana peppers that I've been really enjoying gardening. It's fun. We've got what, like 4 blueberry plants, 2 strawberry, raspberry, 2 tomato, bunch of herbs that I started from seeds, and some peppers. And so they're all, they're getting a lot bigger. We've gotten to eat a few strawberries now, which has been fun, and as well as the cherry tomatoes. So going out there and figuring out, because I've never really gardened. We just living in apartments, we couldn't really, other than like a small little arrow garden thing. So that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, it's been, long story short, it's been a pretty good week. Thank you. Don't break it. We know you're at Hulk Smash. Hey, Nappin. Yeah, we felt really bad. He was definitely not feeling great. I don't know if it was a stomach bug or so after he didn't eat, and I put food in front of him, he ate quite a bit of soup, like a chickpea soup he's never had before. He had a whole thing of like mandarin oranges, and then he had smoked salmon. So I don't know if it was the combination of the 3 or if I fed him too much and then put him to bed too quickly after. I don't know, or if it was a bug. I really don't know. So this is the first time I've experienced him throwing up. Aaron said it happened once when he was in Arizona. So yeah, you're good. My guess, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I know. It sounds bad when you say it out loud. Like, you gave him smoked salmon, but I've given it to him before, and he's liked it in the past. So, you know what I think we can do? Let me see if I can just get this. Yes. Getting to eat stuff you've grown oh yeah, no, I mean, the strawberries have mostly been Jackson. He loves strawberries, so like being able to go out there and pick a strawberry and like slice it up and watch him have a bite has been incredibly rewarding. But they've also been some of the sweetest strawberries I've ever had in my life. And like, yeah, the other day I was able to pick, it was only 2 cherry tomatoes, but Erin made a salad and I made sure that we both got one of these cherry tomatoes. And like, I had to watch her eat it because I was so proud of the freaking tomatoes. So it's been a fun hobby. Like, it's been very relaxing. Definitely teaches you patience when it comes to just things take a long time. You want them to grow now, but it'll take a while. So yeah, I definitely have been enjoying it. Oh my God. That was pretty aggressive, but we're flush, so as long as I don't have to take these out, we're good. If I ever have to take these out, I will either need a new bearing or a new part. So yeah, those are in. Raspberry plants will take over. They have really aggressive. I've heard that, which is also something I'm kind of interested in, because as long as I find a good place for them, they should last for a really long time. Right now, they are in a grow bag, like a 5-gallon grow bag, because the backyard I'm gonna be digging or trenching for irrigation and laying sod and stuff, but right now it's just basically dirt, and I didn't want to put anything in the ground, so it's just in a bag. And then I don't know if we'll end up transferring it to a raised bed once we have the structure of the backyard a bit more, or I'll find a corner for it. But I'm excited. These are like a hybrid raspberry. There's a patent number on them, which is weird. They're called, if you look them up online, I think Bush & Barrel is the company that makes them, and they're called Raspberry Shortcake. And they're a thornless raspberry that whatever they've done has given them a hint of vanilla in the flavor of them. So really excited. That is not coming out. I tried to garden a couple times and my dog's like digging. Oh man. Yeah, our dogs are pretty much inside dogs. And then they have a section of the backyard that I put rock down. That's like their area to hang out if we're not around. So we don't have to worry about that. But I do know for a fact that dogs turn on carrot browsing. No. I do know that dogs can definitely be an issue with gardening. All right, so I can take these off. I'm just trying to think. We want this to go. Yes. Okie doke. So this is gonna go. Bring you guys down a little bit here. I made the mistake of putting it in a raised bed. The roots just under the wooden frame and pop up. Wow, that. How old is the raspberry plant that you have? That's interesting. Maybe I won't put it in a raised bed then. We're also not sure. I like the look. So we got 2 raised beds. They're just kind of small ones from Costco that are made out of cedar and they're self-watering. But they're pretty damn expensive compared to what the raw material costs. And I only did them or got them because time. I wanted to get some stuff growing this season and I knew I didn't have time. I always say like, yeah, I'll just make that. And then, you know, things take time. And so long term though, I don't know if we want to go with cedar. I know cedar and redwood seem to be the best because of natural erosion resistance. And then the galvanized ones, I don't really love the look of the metal versus wood, but those should last much, much longer. So I don't know whether we would do wood or galvanized. And I think that I'd have an easier time though containing the root system possibly in the galvanized setup, especially if I add some sort of tough bottom to it. Okay, so we are going to, this is another instance where I want to put Loctite on these bolts, but because this is the ABS styrene based part and styrene and Loctite do not go well together, it will create micro cracks. I know Mandic really is using it and going through and he's wiping off the screw and people have, but I'm very paranoid. So I'm just going to get a little piece of filament. This is what we did last week. Let me show you guys. So all I'm doing is getting a little strand of filament. I'm dipping it in the Loctite, I mean, not aggressively, and then I am inserting it into the threads and just putting some on the threads. That way the bolt doesn't have any on when it passes through, but once it gets in here, it at least has a little bit. Is it as good as applying it directly to the threads? Probably not, but I feel like it's better than nothing. So that's what we're gonna do. This is getting flipped like this. This is going like this, and then these guys are gonna align like that. We have chipmunks. Oh no. I don't know. So in California, we had gopher problems growing up. I don't know that there's as much gophers here in Idaho. I really haven't looked too heavily into it. But my parents were telling me that I should get like gopher, whatever it's called. Like, I don't know, it's like a sheet or it's like a metal grid that you put underneath the bottom of your bed, and it's supposed to prevent them from being able to pop up in it. So I might have to do that. I designed my raised beds with cedar. Nice. What size are they, Zombie? It's probably about 4 years old, makes a huge amount of raspberries. Yes, I'm so excited for raspberries. I'm a big fruit person. I love fruit. I like making smoothies a lot. I grew up a lot with my parents making smoothies, so definitely looking forward. Make sure I'm installing this in the right hole. Looks like it. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to more berries. I've been researching a lot about plants because it's crazy. Like I'm gonna compare plants and filament because that's who I am. But just like with filaments, they all have such unique characteristics and properties and requirements. It's just like that. I mean, like strawberries, I had no idea that the first year they don't really fruit much. That you want to cut as many of the runners, which are like the growth it's trying to do, so that way it can focus on strong roots and more leaf production. And then year 2, 3, and 4, it's fantastic. But after year 4, they basically drop production substantially. They don't fruit nearly as much, and so you want to get rid of them. I mean, like these are all things that I had no idea about. So it's been there's just a lot to learn. Lined with landscape. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, gotcha. Fabric. Okay, the fabric though would be for roots though. So you didn't put plastic, because I've seen some people that are almost using like a plastic bag or tarp on the inside of it to try to create a barrier so that way the wet soil's not right up against the cedar. We don't have it like that on the Costco ones. They're just the soil's right up against the wood. But I know I've seen both. Okay, so let me turn this towards me so I can tighten this down a bit more. You need way less Loctite than you think. Okay, cool, good. That's you heard it here from Millennium Machine. You need less Loctite than you think. So, cool. Okay, probably tight enough. I have to remember again. I'm clamping a printed part to an aluminum part. My goal in the summer is to build 3 to 4 raised beds with automated watering. Very cool. Yeah, that's been another part of it I've been looking into is I've never done anything with irrigation. So studying like drip irrigation and the different like tube lengths and like all of that has been very fascinating. I've become a like construction landscape junkie when it comes to my consumption of content the last few months here. Lisa, that's exactly what I made. Oh, I think I saw, yeah, Lisa, you posted some, right, that you made for a friend recently. We have a groundhog that hangs out. Okay, so now we need more extrusions. These are, I think I already pulled these out. Yeah, so these are just gonna be 2040s. And I think we're using the same screws, which are M512s. Yeah, so we're gonna do the same thing with these guys. Quickly move this to the side. This. And I'm only gonna do Loctite on the side that I'm threading into right now. So we'll just do one side on each. That is a lot of Loctite actually. Even I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is more than would be on a screw. I don't need that much, I don't think, but I'll take my thumb over the end of the extrusion as well, just to wipe off any excess. Okay, so also I want to make sure I keep the Loctite out of the danger zone. These are M512s. Farmer streams when? No, probably not going to be farmer streams, but it would be fun to incorporate some 3D printing. Like the seed starters that I've used that are self-watering are all 3D printed, so that's been fun. And they've worked really, really well. They only, like all the herbs, all of the herbs have, like they're basically, I'm hardening them off right now. Today's day 4, so they've all turned out good, other than chives, which I think was probably bad seeds, and mint as well, which I know mint usually grows really easily, but yeah, they've worked awesome. And then I laser cut some like the little gardening stands, which was a good use of the laser. I think it's, you know, a lot faster than 3D printing, and although PLA is probably fine, you know, if it gets triple digits outside, I'd worry about it holding up the little signs, so I just used some thin ply and it did a really good job. Use filament. It's okay to use filament to apply it. Happen. So this is, that's interesting. If you look at this, when I've got it lined up, it doesn't want to stay together. Probably not a big deal. It's just, it could be a slight bit of warp in this printed part. But once the other side has the attachment, it should lock it all together. So I don't think it's probably a big deal. But what I will do just quickly is I'm gonna loosen these screws a hair, a bit more. Let me see, maybe this one on the outside. Oh, this also, I'm applying it with PLA, so it's not it shouldn't be an issue like it is with, okay, that seemed like that helped. I loosened it a bit. I'm gonna try to just push them towards each other, so that way it kind of favors it. I don't think it's a big deal though. You can't grow mint, never mind, no farming stream, please. I think it's the seeds, man. I think it's the seeds, because my mom was like, the cilantro is usually not super easy, and I'm like, my cilantro is thriving. Okay. Yeah, still a little bit of a gap, but I don't know. For all I know, it could be the extrusion itself that's got a little bit of bend to it. So I don't know. Once it's locked in on both sides, I don't foresee that being an issue. So we will play it by ear. Probably gonna be easier if I just lay this down like that. What are herbs? Herbs! You know herbs. You can 3D print thumb clippers for pruning. What are thumb clippers? Like literally clippers that attach to your thumbs? I'm pretty sure that Prusa held a contest at some point that was for gardening. I need to go look at the entries for that. Is that the new t-shirt? The new t-shirt design will just be the Modbot robot with like a straw hat, a piece of like wheat or whatever. Is it wheat or straw like in his mouth, riding around on a tractor? Let's call it Farmbot. That would be a funny like joke. That would be a funny. Yeah, so this side also is sticking out the other direction a little bit. Less than this guy, that's for sure. Hopefully it's not an issue. I mean, you know, once it's all clamped. No, you know what? We're gonna be clamping all this together. That's what the whole, yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. I know I sound worried about it. I'm not worried about it. What, wait, you're building, no. I want to, I would love to. It's been on my list of things I really want to build ever since I saw it, probably 5 years ago now. But I don't know, because I don't think I'd be able to stream it. Recording outside is really tough, like with lighting and getting, I don't know. I'm making a bunch of excuses. I'd love to build a Farmbot, but definitely not on the, no ETA, no ETA on Farmbot. It would be freaking cool. I do love me food and growing plants, so. Attached to thumb and finger and have a razor in it, so you can, that's cool. Herbs, must have been, yeah, herbs. Like, you know, fresh herbs. I don't have an accent, GPs. A Raspberry Pico W can make a great water measurement tool and auto drop. Interesting. Okay, so now the reason why I'm not worried about it is because of this. This next section has us taking 9 bolts on the bottom, 9 bolts on top, securing these two extrusions together. So it's gonna close that gap, and then we also are gonna have our motor mount on this side that'll basically seal off that end. So, yeah, so we need a ton of T-nuts. These are all M512 button heads that are going into here. So yeah, this is pretty much gonna be going like this, and then like this is the centerpiece, and then this. Doesn't look like it, there's a slight gap as well, but it pretty much covers the entirety of it. So yeah, we need to feed a lot of nuts. Let's get these out. Herbs. What's the difference between PLA HD and PLA 850? I've never heard of either of those things, so I'm gonna say I have no idea. That sounds like a made up, that sounds like a made up name by a company. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know what those are. I imagine if you're seeing those somewhere that a company either made a blend, some kind of copolymer, but I've certainly never heard of it. It's definitely not a mainstream thing. Yeah, there's a ton of screw. This is screw simulation. Let me make sure I'm putting these in the right spot. Yeah. Oh, why are we not? Oh no, don't fight me the whole way. Come on. There we go. It might be easier if I just slide them in from this end. That's what I'll do. I'll just slide them in. You don't have to do this, but it's probably easier than me trying to turn them all. These are like pretty good quality, so the spring is nice and springy. Versus, so I've had some with like either missing springs or just not working really well. So the good news is these will stay in place. I feel like there is a joke behind PLA HD. PLA HD, high definition, and 850. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I know that there's fast PLA, there's tough PLA, there's soft PLA, there's PLA plus. What else is there? What other PLAs do you have? I mean, there's like, you know, the carbon and glass. Oops, carbon and glass PLA. It's got to be more. 4K HDR. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. If that's a real thing, I don't know. Not intentionally joking around, because I've never heard of it. Wait, this one is a little too tough. Like 8K resin. I don't actually know what makes like 8K resin. I remember that was a thing. I feel like it was mostly a marketing. Thing more than anything. But I don't know if there was something with the resin that made it where it showed details better. I really don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've pretty much always used just Tech Fast has been my go-to for just standard printing. Okay, these are not all lined up, but they're at least close enough for right this second. And then these ones are going and here, so. Marketing, yeah. It's still 50 micron layer heights. Yeah, it's just XY. Oh yeah, lightweight PLA. Am I scratching? I don't know. I feel like I'm scratching the extrusions. These are really tight, some of them. Yeah, but it still seems like the easiest way to do it. Could PLA HD be high density? Interesting. Yeah, it's possible. But then what's the other one? 840 or whatever. I'm so sorry, extrusion. I don't see any marks. Like the anodization is really good, but it's definitely there we go. A little bit easier now. The question is, do I Loctite all of these? Or do I just hope that the plastic flexing, sort of, as I tighten it, will hold them in place? This is so much. I'm gonna ask Millennium, what would you do with these? You think these all need, should I be dropping Loctite in all these little T-nuts, or is it not needed for these parts and just, what would you do? WWMMD, what would Millennium machines do? Hey Nuno! Would it work to loosely screw on the part and then slide it on? Possibly, yes. But for whatever reasoning, these seem to have more friction than the rail. Like I did what you're describing with the rails. I mean, not intentionally, it was an accident because I had to rotate the rail. And it worked pretty good. But for whatever reasoning, those channels seemed looser. They were different T-nuts. These are M5 versus M3. But yeah, these ones seem like it would be more difficult. Especially because I'm just feeling how much resistance there are, and if I multiply that by 3, it feels like it would require a lot of oomph. you talking about the Winkle PLA? I don't know what that, I don't know what, I don't know what Winkle PLA is. Okay. I can try it, Lisa, just for fun. So I have to do this whole thing again on the other side. I can try it again and try it with the way you're saying. I'll just take one of these and see if I can attach them loosely and then slide them on. Winkle is a Spanish manufacturer, okay. No reply yet from Millennium. If you hear me, Millennium Machines, do you think I should be Loctiting all of these T-nuts, or is it unnecessary with these little printed brackets? Okay, that one's lined up. Oh, wait. Is this spacing? Yeah, spacing's still the same. That's I use the middle bracket for that. Need a bat signal. Somebody send out the bat signal. Winkle's Spanish. Been watching your Underwire streams to prepare my build. You've been super helpful. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Ricky. I still need to do more work on my Underwire. I'm doing a video on the Nighthawk, and there's a good chance I'll end up ordering a second Nighthawk, depending on how that goes, for the Underwire, just to clean up, because I got some weird stuff going on. A little bit of weird stuff going on with the stock not controller, but the stock breakout board. Okay, let's, if they're not here, let's leave it up to, maybe we'll do a vote. So the question I have is, we're Loctiting most things on here, right? Like all metal on metal, we're Loctiting. But for things that are plastic on metal, we have to be careful because styrene and Loctite don't play well together. I did Loctite the ends, and I still will do that by putting a little bit of Loctite on the threads. But for these 9 screws or 18 screws on both sides that are a plastic part into a T-nut, do we think we need Loctite, yay or nay? I'm thinking probably not. I think it's probably not necessary, but we'll leave it up to a vote because I'm kind of indifferent on it. I can't even do a poll. Can I do a poll? I can't do a poll. I can't do a poll. I don't have poll powers. Oh my god. I just, in chat, let's say yay, yes for Loctite or no for no. Lisa's the first vote with no. We're just gonna leave for 60 seconds and then I'm moving forward. I don't think you do as the plastic create a spring. I don't think you do as a plastic will create a spring, but I would still do it. So basically from these brackets hold this extrusion to this extrusion. There's a bunch of them. So the question is, should I be dropping Loctite in all of these T-nuts? Or is it not necessary because this is a plastic part, and so if we tighten down the plastic should have a little bit of, basically, like GP said, spring effect, so it shouldn't let the screw, or should hold the screw in place. But are there going to be vibrations? It's a mill. It's a mill, Aaron. I'm sure there's gonna be vibrations, but drop Loctite on the T-nuts. All right. We'll do it. It seems like more yes than no. We'll just do the same thing I've been doing then, which is a teeny tiny bit. So we're just getting our little bit of PLA filament, right? A little tiny little bit, and just going like that. A little tiny bit, and just going like that. Okay. That shouldn't really hopefully affect the printed part too much. I think that with the screw going in it, it'll force the excess out the back into the channel. I Loctite everything with metal thread. I don't think it's needed, but this is all just low strength Loctite, and I don't feel I don't feel strongly either way about this, so it's kind of why I wanted to leave it open. See if I can, we'll hive mind it and see what the majority of the hive thinks I should do. So that's fine, we'll do it. It takes 2 seconds. Where are we? Here we go. So I'm just gonna loosely put these in because I will need a slide. Actually, we're gonna loosely put all of them in. That's what we'll do. You also will enjoy readjusting these parts even more later. Hopefully I don't have to adjust them very much. And the good news is this is very light Loctite. This is not super strong hold. So I've had to take a few parts off and it just adds a little extra, little something something. But it's not anything too crazy. I have experienced though very stuck parts with Loctite, and that is, okay, so this needs to actually, I gotta use a ball driver to get these seated for now because of the angle. What have we done? Hold on. It's gonna be my head for a second here. But yeah, I have experienced the hard Loctite and had to remove it with flame. That was fun. Hey Jose, typing on the phone is hard. Yeah, I'm almost always on my phone when watching streams, and it's not fun. I mean, it's better than nothing for sure, but it's not real fun. Okay, so that is on. I need to tighten those down, but let's get the next one lined up. Let's see, so you like there, you like there, and this one needs to go a little bit further. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go around this side because otherwise it's just gonna be me blocking everyone with my head the entire stream. Okay. Okay. And this one needs to go. Oh, whoa. Okay, that one's lined up. Move these out of the way. Do the same thing, we'll just do a little bit more Loctite. It's definitely like a screw inserting simulation stream. I didn't realize, I mean I did, I looked at the instructions, but I didn't really realize what installing 36 screws is going to be like until you're live installing 36 screws. You know, I'm gonna finish up putting it in these. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's really quickly run my thumb over these to get rid of any that's on the surface. Looks good. Awesome. Okay. Hey Maurice, those are supposed to be 2 different length M5s. No. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Thank you. Okay, so M5 12s are the top ones, and M5 8? Yes, are the bottom ones. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I am getting some Loctite through these printed parts as I pull these out. Well, rip! Hope for the best. That's all I can do. Okay, so M5 8s. Thank you for telling me before I got all the way through this. I mean, I would have known, I think, when I would have finished this side, because I'm sure that these would have bottomed out, but I'd rather know now than later. Okay, so yeah, these are just little M5/8 on the bottom. I'm building it for Fabrico and Hector's print farm. What do you... Oh, rat rig, nice, the 500. Also, if you have not smacked the like button, please do. I haven't checked on that yet. We'll do our giveaway. See, I'll open up the giveaway in 9 minutes. Hey, TT. Oops. Oh. Why are we not lining up? Okay, it looks like slightly off. I'm also gonna, as soon as I get these last 3 screws in, drop the air just like 2 degrees. I'm sweating. What cam software are you going to use to drive this bad boy? That is a great question. Initially, I don't know. Lightburn's working on their cam software, so for work, I'll definitely be using that and getting familiar with that. So I'm sure that's only going to be like 2.5D, 2D and 2.5D. But I don't know. I'm not really a Fusion guy. That's a great question. I don't know. The main things I've used in the past are Carbide, Create/Motion, and Easel. So I'm not entirely sure. I should probably figure that out though. That is a really good question. You know, Steve's on Fusion. I feel like Fusion's probably what most people are using with this build, or that have built this. Okay, this needs to go further, which means this needs to go further. Okay, that's aligned, that's aligned. That one needs to go here a bit more. Okay. Mastercam is awesome but expensive. I don't want to use Fusion. I'm trying to figure out cam software too. Fusion is simple to learn. Just watched 1 or 2 YouTube videos and the rest is trying. The plus side about Fusion is that there is a lot of content out there. A lot of the CNC that I watched years ago was from Winston Moy, and that was pretty much all Fusion 360. And then, yeah, I guess that's the primary one. For just learning Fusion though, I really like, oh man, what's his name? Is it Christian? Is his name Christian? Someone help me out here. It's been a long time since I watched it, because I haven't used Fusion really in years. I think I've opened it to basically modify a F3D file, but I just haven't used Fusion Lars Christensen, that's what it is. Lars Christensen is the man if you're trying to learn Fusion. I really enjoyed watching his videos, and he has a massive catalog. I think he was employed or is employed by them, or I maybe was. It's been so long, I don't remember the details, but very much so enjoy his kind of casual dive. Didn't know SolidWorks had a Maker version. I think it's somewhat new. Time has gone by quickly, so it might have been a few years at this point. Maybe interesting to think of too, Fusion is free for private use. There are so many easy to learn other CAD software. There are not so many other easy to learn CAD software. Yeah, Fusion has limited. Okay, so this is not going to be perfectly centered. So I think what I'm going to do is try to center it. It's, oh, come on. I don't know that these will be able to slide, Lisa. Like if you put them on, maybe. It's definitely not as smooth as the other extrusion. There we go. So I'm just gonna slide these over a hair. There we go. So that way, hopefully the gap will be even between the side panels. Okay. So now I will tighten these down. I don't know how good is Onshape for CNC. I don't think Onshape has any cam. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think that they have any cam. I wish Shaper had it. I wish Shaper 3D had it. Lars lives in Western New York area. That time I don't recognize. Oh, I recognize someone. That's cool. No tool changing with free. There's a plugin that gets around it. Onshape plug. Yeah, I don't mind Onshape. I don't love Onshape, I don't mind Onshape. There's definitely some power in not having to have a really beefy computer. Oh, there's gonna be a slight gap on this, more so on one side than the other. Just by a hair, I can feel it. But I don't think it'll bug me. Once it's flipped over, I don't think I'll actually notice it. So we're gonna charge forward. I guess it also depends too on what you're trying to do. Because with Onshape, it's my understanding that if you want your models to be private, it's expensive. You have to pay for it. I think that you can, like, if you name them some gibberish, then yeah, it might be hard for someone to just stumble across them. But if you're 3D modeling and you're trying to make some money out of it via selling the digital file or a physical file, you don't want your step files or CAD files to be public, then it's not really a good solution. I think, someone quote me if I'm wrong, but I think that it's over $1,000 or something like that. I keep wanting to play Mega Man. Steve will know, yeah. I don't care if anyone sees my weird CAD. Yeah, sure. At least now, you know, the stuff you've created now, but I think for a lot of people that are using CAD for things that they are trying to make money off of, commercial things, they probably do care. But yeah, I also didn't really care, which is when I used SolidWorks, not SolidWorks, Onshape, you know, I was like, whatever, if someone finds my weird tool head mount or my weird, you know, mount thing. Shaper, the new parametric outtake seems fine. I just don't want to switch over. Yeah, no, I get it. But I get it. I'm not a fan of having to relearn software. Once you get that familiarity of something down, it's not fun having to learn again. Kind of becomes a bit of muscle memory. Okay, so it's 12:30. I'm gonna open up the giveaway and then we'll do the other side, but this looks pretty secure. I would imagine that the gap that I had is gone. Yeah, I don't see the gap anymore. So this side still has the gap. You can see, maybe you can see, yeah, you can see it flexing a bit, but this bar completely locks these two together. So we're gonna rinse and repeat to the other side, so more screw simulation, but I will open the giveaway. Also, for anyone that didn't hear, YouTube's broken a little bit on my end, and so I can't actually pin the giveaway link. So what I'm gonna do is here, I'm gonna put it in the description. So you'll have to refresh. Let's see, send, copy link, short link. So I will paste it once in chat just for fun. Well, for fun. Paste, but it will be in the description in just a second. So I cannot pin it. I just got back. What have I missed? I was asking if you felt like it was necessary to, one second here. I'll show you. Let me just quickly do this. PolyMaker. Give away link. Bam. Oops. Okay, so link will be in the description. Also, if you haven't smacked the like button, please do. We got 43 likes saying, looks like almost 90 people here. Let's see if we can get up to 75. I believe we can do it. So the question I had was regarding these guys, because there was so many threads in the T-nuts, whether I needed to use Loctite, but we voted yes, or chat voted yes. So I just ended up doing the same thing where I put a little bit of Loctite in each of the threads of the T-nuts, and we clamped it down. So I was just asking what your thoughts were on it. Hey Nazo! Happy Wednesday, man. I'm half here. I feel like I lost my seniority. I'm really sorry, man. I hope you're able to figure it out. Hopefully YouTube's just got some kind of a glitch thing. But yeah, it tripped me out. I was like, PF? Like, I'm so used to seeing your icon every week. All right, T-nuts. Lisa, I don't know if I want to try that way, because then I'll have to put Loctite in the T-nuts before they're inserted, which is messier. So I think I'm just going to post it. Did link get posted? Yes. Link is in the description. Link is in the description. I cannot pin links. The back end of YouTube is being really weird. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it has to go in the description this time. Or Zombie can spam it. But I can get my original account to load, but the chat won't appear. I've had chat loading issues before as well. So maybe it's just something weird going on with the servers. I don't know. Okay, this side's smoother, this extrusion. Maybe it's just the T-nut, actually. So my official answer is yes, but yes, do it, but don't worry if you forget. Okay, cool. We're doing it. It's not, using a little bit of filament, it's not a big deal. The thought was that maybe because it's plastic, it would help retain things, but this is what basically makes these extrusions a uniform piece, since they're separate extrusions. So you don't want that having any shifting, and because it's the main plate, I can see there being a lot of vibrations running through it. I think it's one of those things where you probably won't be sorry that you did it, but you could definitely be sorry that you didn't do it if things end up vibrating loose later on. So Chat took 2 minutes to load after I refreshed. Yeah, you see, same. I watched a fair bit of the Steven Nero's Positron build yesterday morning, and it did the same thing for me. Chat was just blank. Also, does everybody or how many people in chat have the new UI for YouTube? YouTube switched me over. I don't think on this computer yet, but on my primary, it's a completely different interface now. Like descriptions on the far right versus underneath the video. It's weird. Like it's very odd. I'm still the old one. I despise it. Yeah, the new UI is funky. It makes me feel like I'm on like a more of an app or a streaming platform than what YouTube is, which it could possibly be exactly what they're going for, but I don't get the appeal of the new layout, man. Part of it could just be like, you know, I feel like we as humans like routine or things that are familiar, and this is very unfamiliar, but I just don't, I wonder what the gain is, or I'd love to know what the thought process was behind this new UI refresh / whatever we're calling it. I'm still the old one. Okay. Yeah, you can blind joint them if you ever feel like they need more support. That may be a spoiler of what's to come. But I like to live dangerously. Gotcha. So blind joint, you mean basically drill? Oh, wait. Do you mean drill through this extrusion to then run a bolt basically through here? Or you mean blind joint where all of these are? Like create threads on every single one, so that way you're just threading directly into it. Did you look into the marble game? I saw you posted it, and I did click on it, but that's about the extent of what I've done with it. It did get me thinking, though, that I would like to find other sort of animations and stuff for giveaways, and I have tried in the past. I mean, a big part of the times I've done giveaway / celebration streams is I always kind of like gamify it, because I think it's fun for everyone. Hi, bud. Jack just showed up. You what? Oh, you got a bath? I was talking about his stomach earlier. And talking about his smoked salmon dinner. Oh, buddy. Yeah. All right, Jack's gonna come say hi real quick, everybody. Do you want to be on it? No, you don't want to be on it. Okay. All right, let me move. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. What's up, clean boy? Yeah. Look at your curly hair. Delilah. All right, I gotta zoom in today too, Jack. Here we go. Whoa, look up there. Who is that? Can you say hi to yourself? Hi. Huh? I said that you had an upset tummy last night, dude. We don't know if it was a bug or if Dad just gave you way too much weird food. He said, here's some peaches, here's some fish, here's some soup, go to bed. Was it my fault? I don't know. Oh, that's funny. Where's Waldo? He does look like Where's Waldo with his shirt on. We found him. Yeah, look at his hair. He's super curly. He's definitely got like a little business in the front, party in the back action going on. Huh. Yeah, we're building, dude. Look at this. Look at this thing. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah, those are Allen wrenches, hex keys. I think he likes the colors. Yeah, he's getting big, man. He's got Friday. Yeah. You say hi. Hello. Friday's his 15-month checkup. So we are excited. We haven't had a checkup since his 1 year, huh, buddy? So we get to see how tall you are, how much you weigh, and they'll measure your head because that's what they do. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I know you want to play with the Allen wrenches. They're not toys, though. They're tools. They're tools, buddy. Oh, yeah. Hey, Zombie, thanks for the banana. It's been a while. Dude, it's been a while since the bananas. I used your, I don't know if you saw it, but in the CB2 video, I used your banana for scale in like the first, before the intro rolled. Thank you for the 22 months. Bananas. Soon he'll be building his first rook. Yeah, yeah. 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 He's definitely a big thinker, huh? You are a big thinker, huh? Oh, you want Daddy's hat? Okay, I gotta get back to building, buddy, because Mama's got work early today, and Daddy gets distracted, and then he got his teeth brushed. And he's like, oh, all right, say bye, everybody. Oh, he's blowing kisses. He blew a kiss. Bye, everybody. High five? Yeah. All right. Dada's got to build, dude. Bath time. Thanks for visiting. Always a treat. That was a squirrelception. All right, let's do some building. So, I don't know what the heck we were talking about before. Oh, I think I was finishing sliding these in. Or maybe it was, I think I was talking about the games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we need 3 more. I really enjoy doing sort of like the game show type thing. But when I looked before, there really wasn't a whole lot of options. And I could check the marble game. I know it's like a, I think it links with Twitch. I would love to have like Lisa, 23 months. Jack has provided today's cutest overload. Thank you very much for the 23 months. We'll do. I gotta do some sounds for both Zombie and we'll do. If Zombie gets squirrel sounds, and Lisa gets. Get air horn for Lisa. The wrinkliest of brains. Yeah. He definitely likes figuring stuff out. Yesterday we were sitting out in the garage and he just always kind of thinking. Sometimes I'm like, you judging me? Looks like it. Okay, let's start aligning these really quickly here. Also, for anyone that is, I know someone's gonna miss out because it's a weird day when it comes to the giveaway, but I cannot pin links today. So the giveaway link is in the description for our PolyMaker giveaway, and we will be drawing that in it's 15-ish minutes. Zombie's spamming it. Thank you, Zombie. It's not a easy job, but you know, someone's got to do it. Wait till he starts judging you out loud. Yeah, I know it's coming. I think I mentioned it last week, but he started screaming, and that's fun. Just ear-piercing screams, and not my favorite thing, that's for sure. But I think like anything in life, you know, there's pros and cons of all of it. And he's definitely, I mean, he's amazing. The kiddo cracks me up and ton of fun. I kept telling him yesterday, we hung out for the evening because Mama was at work. I had a really fun time. We went for a walk. I picked a strawberry for him from our garden. We sat in the garage and pointed at stuff, and he babbled. So yeah, it was a fun time. Okay, that one should be aligned. So I think we'll just straight up move to the next one. Trying to be out of everybody's way with my head. It's kind of hard with the angle, so that's aligned, that's aligned. Okay, how do you align those, I think? This one, get back, come forward. That seems good. I can't. Oh, there we go. Is my head still in the way? I can't tell. It might still be, I'm doing my best, but might just have to deal with a big head for a minute here. Okay, that's done. So now we're on the last row of these. I finally got to join the live stream. I've been watching the VODs. Hey, what's up? I don't know how to say, is it the Tad? Tad. I'm gonna go with Tad if that's okay. It's not covering your hands. It's not covering your hands? Oh, is it because I have autofocus on maybe? Let's see. Let me turn off autofocus. Ignore the mess, the power supply unit underneath the desk. There we go. Your head is not covering your... Oh, okay, good. That's okay. Perfect. Okay, that's aligned. Basically just a game of align me. Okay, all the bottom ones are aligned. Now for the top ones, we'll try to eyeball these for a second. Seems about right. That seems about right. That's aligned. I think that's aligned. That's definitely aligned. Okay, sweet. So we should be good. The next segment of this is I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite in all this. Close enough. My name is Todd. Oh, Todd. Well, Todd I can do. That shouldn't be hard for me to remember with Tad in the username. Well, welcome, Todd. Thank you for joining us. It means your head is not in the way. No, I got it. I got it. I was able to translate. Thank you. All right, so we will adding a bit of Loctite to all these threads. I'm going to wipe these off as well. This is a little bit heavier than I did on the other side because I just squirted some more on. Did music stop? Did we run through the whole playlist? I don't see how that's possible. We haven't streamed for that long. I wonder if Shuffle was on, or maybe Aaron put on Spotify downstairs and it took my Spotify. I hear silence. The AC also kicked on, so it could be that I have it on pretty low. So it could also be that. Okay. So we need, I think it's M5/8s down below. And then and then M5/12s up top. So yeah, 12s are up top and 8s are down below. No, the music is on. Okay, sweet. I just realized you need more RGB in that PC. I don't game anymore, man. Like I can't. I feel like you have to game to rock more RGB. We've been here for 4 months and the PlayStation's still in the corner over here. It has never been plugged in. I am super, I'm not sad, but like, yeah, I don't know. I hear it quietly, or okay, cool. We still have music, sweet. So it's just the AC. I love all your content, very inspiring. Hopefully I get to build my first core by printer. Nice. Do you have a specific build in mind that you're eyeballing, or are you kind of debating? It's a lot of fun. Building a printer is really frustrating, but really rewarding. You learn a lot. I mean, I guess it also depends on you as a person and what you enjoy, but 3D printing made a lot more sense to me after I assembled it from, basically nuts and bolts. It became a lot less scary. Like I remember, because I don't have a background in this, and so when I got the first 3D printer, I was like, man, this magic box that does things. And then after that, I basically ordered a kit that was not partially assembled. I mean, it was the equivalent of, not equivalent of a Voron, but like the same sort of, you're building everything. There also wasn't, I don't think there was any wiring harnesses back 10 years ago, so I probably had to learn all the crimping and stuff. And that was intimidating and frustrating and all sorts of things. But man, when I got to the other side of that tunnel, I was stoked. I don't know what that was. Are we cross? What are we doing here? I want to make sure I'm not, no, we're in. It's awesome. Is it done yet? No, we've got to do, there's so many bolts, like 9 times 4, 36, plus 7, 43, 50 screws, plus the end, the 56 screws. So we're working our way through putting 56 screws into this thing. I'm hearing those sweet, okay, I think I hear them too. It's just like a really light sound, and AC is blasting, which I'm thankful for. Streaming is always, I just get hot. I run warm. Okay, so all the top ones are in loosely. So now we need 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. My wife voted on a Voron because it's a little pricey. I have 2 working under 3s and I was looking for cheaper options, so I bought an unrepaired Under 3 Pro, and I think I'm going to do the ENG. Oh, nice. We're probably doing, no, we are doing that. We're doing that as well. I've been waiting for it to come out of beta, and the creator of it reached out to me. We've been talking back and forth almost like pen pals with like a message a month, and let me know that things are progressing really well. And so hopefully maybe next month I'll start self-sourcing some of the parts. Okay, why are we not going in, buddy? There we go. I do love how far 3D printers have come from the ease of use side, but I do think some important skills are becoming lost because of how easy. Yeah, I agree. There's major pros and cons. Like accessibility is a huge. Why are we not threading? It's because there's nothing to thread into. Where did? Oh, there you are. Interesting. So. Yeah, it's awesome for accessibility because you don't have to quite mess around with things quite use the word quite like 5 times there. You don't have to mess around with things so much. And especially with Prusa or bamboos, like they're fairly, I don't want to say plug and play, but they're fairly plug and play. Like they're the closest we've been to plug and play, at least in the desktop realm. I don't know what industrial over a certain point looks like, but the industrial printers I sold at Matter Hackers were certainly no more plug and play really than the hobby ones. But yeah, there's also cons, like being scared to troubleshoot, being scared to repair if needed, just understanding some of the basics of how the printer works. That could be really helpful in figuring things out. Like I don't know. I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't care. Like it's a tool for a job, and I get that. I really do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I'm not saying I wish that you had to get like a license to get a printer, like a car to understand it, but like I just wish there were some basic things that everybody would at least understand or have to understand, because I think that they're incredibly valuable for anyone that's interested in using this technology. But yeah, things have gotten so much easier. I remember lots of just bad, like, build plates, they used to not be heated. Like, there's just so many things. What about the LH Stinger kit that just came out? So I was contacted by, I think someone that works for, I don't know if they're on Annex or if they work for DFH, but they had made it seem like they were going to be getting me a kit. But I don't think that that's the same one that just came out, because the one that just came out was a FISEC thing, right? I don't think there's any relation. Do we know when it's coming out of beta? Also, I'm interested in the ENG offshoot called the Trinity, which is somewhat between the ENG and a Trident. I don't know when it's coming out of beta. I don't have that info, and if I did, I don't know that I can even share it, because it's like the creator needs to share that. But I don't think they've even told me. Just that things are progressing in a positive way. My biggest issue with bamboo labs, they're not easy to fix. I have to actually, now that you're saying that, Lisa, today I get a new bed cable being delivered for my X1 Carbon, and this is the second time I've had to replace it. Not this printer, this is the first on this X1, but my other X1 had the same thing happen, and it sucks. It is not, like, what could be a simple process will probably take me an hour plus, at least, I would say, if I have flashbacks. I recorded the last one. That didn't help anything, but it just was not easy. I do find that people that buy printers like Bamboo don't understand it still needs maintenance and things will go wrong. Yeah. It's sort of that gap between tool and appliance that's trying to be, like, take over. People generally don't know like something goes wrong with your washer or dryer, I mean, a lot of people will call out someone versus trying to fix it or replace it themselves. And I think that's sort of, I feel like that's sort of what, I think there's a shift that's going more and more that way. Not that 3D printers are going to have service people. I mean, industrial stuff does, like Stratasys, they have service contracts, but that's a different beast. But yeah, I mean, like any machine, if you want to get longevity out of it, there's at least some basic maintenance that's required. And I agree. I mean, even I know that it needs it. Yeah, I neglect it a fair bit, but at least mine is like, intentional. I don't know if that makes it any better. Did everyone remember to give a thumbs up? Hey, Liz. Thank you, Liz. First off, hello. Thank you for being here. And second, yes, if you have not, I haven't looked at, our goal was, we were trying to hit 75 last time I checked. So if you haven't, please do it. That was the repair on the X1 Carbon. They said I did wrong. It was a pain and having no video didn't help. Yeah. I've done it now, so this will be my second time doing it. And I didn't find the actual wiring part of it to be hard. Just getting access, taking the freaking panels off, like, it almost looked like some of the screw mounts or the threads were like tack welded on. And I think I stripped one or two, and then I had to use like JB Weld. Like it was jank. It was pretty jank. I'm not gonna be recording it this time since I did it once before, and I will be taking my time, but it's one of those things where you can tell if you had to do it multiple times, like you would not be able to put the thing back together at least the same way, because it loses a little bit of itself every time you have to do that. Just back from the hardware store. Nice. Do you get anything exciting? I was supposed to meet someone at Home Depot yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And they fell through, which makes me sad because I love Home Depot and I haven't gone lately. I like hardware stores in general, but Home Depot's been the main one I've gone to most of my life. Also, if you haven't signed up for the giveaway, there's 3 minutes left. The link is not pinned because YouTube is being weird. It is in the description, and Zombie is here still, I think. Yeah, oh, he's spamming it. Yeah, he's doing his spam work, so. Green eggs and spam. So I will tighten this down, and we'll pretty much be ready to do that drawing. I still think we'll get this attached today. This has been a lot of the grunt work of this. We didn't get heat set simulation today, but we did get install screw. The nice thing about this though is that it does allow me to sort of talk about things a bit more than normal because it is so repetitive. It doesn't require a ton of thought. Okay, that is on. This is all tight. This should still be loose. Nope, this should still be loose. Yep, because we need to align those. All right, let me switch cam really quick to front cam. Boom, Sony Mobile. Hello, everybody. You ask and I spam. Perfect. All right, we'll have a sip of coffee. Let's actually finish this. Followed by some water. I always forget to drink water. There we go. Yes, the side panel was welded on, and Wiki kept saying it would lift right off. Yeah, it was not fun to get off. I'm curious to see, because this was not, that one was like pre-Kickstarter. This one is post-Kickstarter, to see if there's any differences with that, but I kind of doubt it. So wish me luck. I was running some tests for an upcoming video, and of course it decided to crap out in the middle of it. I'm just like, oh, why? I was able to use the P1S in its place for some of the testing, but it's just one of those things, like, you're like, right when I need you. Any pineapple pizza for today's stream? No, not for today. Although I probably will. We've been having a lot of pizza lately, just frozen pizza, but like all sorts of variations. But Aaron brought home these pepperoni like box pizzas from Costco, and they're pretty dang good. They're like almost like a sweet crust to them. So I might have that, but maybe we'll do that for dinner. Jack loves, I haven't given him slices of pizza, but the dough, like just tearing off the bread. He loves it. He eats it up. Okay, let's take a quick look before we do this. This is like last call for the giveaway. It is in, hello. That was distracting. The giveaway link is in chat and it's also in the description. So if you have not answered, fill it out if you want to. Jeez, words are tough. Still waiting for the pen. You're gonna be waiting a long time before I have banana pizza. Jalapeno pineapple, I am all on board with. Have you ran into the issue with the bed on your X1, Zombie? I'm definitely not at 3,300 hours on it. I wonder if mine even still says the amount of hours on it, because I had jailbroken it with the pre-X1 X1 Plus jailbreak before it became like an official firmware for it, and then I reverted back. We'll see. Okay, so what's left? We've done this, we've done this. Sweet, so next thing we're gonna do is slide these on. That is fantastic. And then we are going to put our motor on, slide our motor through there, bolt that on, collar it up, attach it from the other side, collar it up. And that's basically it. Yeah, okay, sweet. I feel good. We have 1 hour, right? 11, 12, 1. Yeah, we got 1 hour. I think we'll be good. 3, holy cow, my bed is great. I eventually manually level. Nice. That's wild that you haven't had, I've had it twice now. You don't do, I wonder if it has something to do with printing, even though with how much you've printed, I feel like you have to have done a ton of ABS on it as well. Because I almost exclusively use this printer for ABS and ASA. I mean, that's not 100% accurate, but if I had this guess, I would say 85 to 90% is ABS or ASA on here. So I wonder if that's playing a factor in it wearing prematurely, like more so. General device info. Yeah, this only has 715 hours on it. And the bed cable went out. So not a ton. I put a bunch of ABS, just wiped down the rods once. So yeah, I wiped down the rods too, at least a few times. The thing I haven't done, which needs to happen, is the my lead screws need to be re-greased. I just keep putting that off, but I have wiped down the carbon rods a few times. Not as often as it tells you to. It yells at you pretty frequently, but okay. I am going to, whoever's filled out the form, I will do like the Steve countdown because this is weird today. So there's 65 people that have filled out the form. Have we hit 75? Okay, we're at 69 likes. Nice. There's 112 people here. If you have not hit the like button, let's get to at least 75. Let's get at least 6 more people. But yeah, there's 65 people that have entered in. I will do like a 10-second countdown, and if there's nobody else that joins in, that'll be it. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one person just got in. One last countdown. This is it. I'm not counting. I'm not gonna. Okay, 2 people got in. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's everybody then. There's 68 people. We almost got 69 responses. Nice, we got 78 likes. Thank you, everybody. Still, if you haven't hit the like button, smack it. But we hit at least 75, which is what our initial mission was. Here we go. Boop. Do I need to join your Discord to get? No, absolutely not. If you are not on Discord, you can just put NA in the giveaway link or whatever. It's done for today, but no, you don't have to be in the Discord. You should be in the Discord if you're on Discord because it's a pretty cool spot and there's definitely, I think it's a pretty laid back Discord, but no, you don't have to be. Okay. Yes. Brain farting, here we go. So for anybody that hasn't been to one of these before, PolyMaker lets us give away a spool of filament globally every single Wednesday. If you're in the US or Canada, you will get a gift card. Anywhere else, you will get to choose from a big list of their PLA, ABS, ASA, and PTG. It does not include their like specialty abrasives or any of those. It's a huge amount of their filaments. I will email the winner within 24 hours, usually, almost always. And yeah, if you haven't used PolyMaker's filament, they make amazing filament. That's what we're using for the Milo build, their Galaxy ABS and their Gold ABS. And if you want to try it out, there's a link in the description. It does support the channel, and they are just a fantastic company. So the one thing I wanted to say, since we're on the topic of PolyMaker, is I saw that PolyMaker responded to Jonathan Levy's Twitter post saying that he released on a bunch of new products, saying that if you think that's exciting, wait till TCT. So I don't know what PolyMaker is releasing. I don't have insider knowledge. I bet you Zombie might, or Liz might, but I don't have any insider knowledge, but I'm excited to see what's coming out shortly here. I think TCT is coming up. It's this month. So I don't know if it is, Nazo, you're the first one on this list. You can't see it because you're behind my box. I'm looking at you. I'm curious to see what it is. I don't know if it is a filament thing or dryer thing or something else completely unrelated, but I'm excited. So on that note, how many times are we shuffling? Nazo, you pick, Nazo. You're the person today. How many times are we shuffling, Nazo? There is some neat stuff coming. Yeah, I can't wait. I am super excited. I thought that Nick said poly dryers were coming back in June, but I know they're swapping over 6. All right, Nazo says 6. If you win, Nazo, they're gonna think it's rigged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. Nick said that they were swapping over from the blue desiccant to the orange. That's a little bit friendlier. So I think that was taking a little bit longer. All right, KCMO Buff. That is a new winner. Congratulations, you are our weekly winner. Let's get a Hadouken, and we'll do standing ovation for you. So congratulations. Where were you, Nazo? Were you close? Oh snap, you were close. I didn't realize that you were 2 away. Yeah, people would have called that rigged. That's funny. So yeah, congratulations. I will reach out to you, KCMO Buff. I feel like you have to say buff like that. I will reach out to you later this evening or by tomorrow and get you that form. So thank you, everybody, for participating, and thank you to PolyMaker for allowing us to do this. So let's get back into it. I think we said that the next thing we're doing is sliding this bad boy on. And let's see, double check the length of the M5 bolts, which we did do thanks to a viewer, thank you. Slide the tail. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that orientation is correct, which it looks fine. It's rigged. I never win. Haven't you won? I feel like you've won something, Nappin. I don't know if it was a regular weekly giveaway, but I feel like you won. I feel like you've won something. Maybe it was during one of the big like celebration streams. We haven't done one in a long time. Maybe this year we'll do one. There's so much, they're so involved, and I've got so many builds going on that I haven't had the time to reach out to companies and put it on, but like it's been a while. If I can figure out a good milestone or something that's coming up this year, then maybe we'll do it. Hey Clownhammer. Aaron, you've never won? What are your ideas for your first project with your new CNC? So the two things I really want to do is first, the Tic Tac, which is a small, it's like a V-Minion mod that's super small. Steve's been talking about it forever, and it has some custom CNC aluminum parts, so that is pretty high up on the list. Also, there are some CNC motor mounts that I want to make, and those are both going to be like my first functional aluminum projects that I'm really excited for. Huh. I feel like almost everybody has won at this point. You want to try? Yeah, you did want to try it, man. So all of your luck piled up into that big one. So you're good for the next at least 2 years, I think, man. Okay, so just to show this again, what we're doing, we are sliding on these rails onto these blocks. I've got this extrusion, nope, this linear rail, God, completely secured. It's centered on this extrusion. This one is only attached at one point so it can pivot, because we are going to want to align everything up. Also, please tell me that we can access all of these from the bottom, because yes. These bearing blocks are also not fully snug, so everything's a little bit loose right now. You haven't won, you know? How crazy. The only thing I've ever won was $4 in the lottery. It only cost me $20 for it. I have an old CNC I want to fix over this summer. Huh. Well, I don't know what to tell you. The odds have got to be pretty good. I mean, we had 68 entries today, which is, you know, pretty good odds. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get low and try to slide this on in a way where it just pushes out these blocks. Okay, why are we stopping? I don't love this. I don't love this. All right, let me support it from the back. That might be better. I feel like we've stopped and it doesn't feel... Okay, we're moving. Oh. Okay, so we have passed through the first one. This is really nerve-wracking. Okay, we have passed through the first one. Can I take these things off now? Come on, buddy. Okay, now we're sliding well. Okay. Okay, we did it. Woo! I didn't like that. On the first one, I don't know why, but I hit a section where it just kind of locked up, which was confusing to me because I have everything loose, so there shouldn't be any locking up. What I think it was, I think that I didn't have this perfectly level, and so I was going at an angle, so it was able to go in a bit, and then it kind of locked up. So when I moved my hand further down here to support it, it did a better job. I hope I didn't lose any balls, man. I don't think it was possible to lose any balls because I had these like butted up against the rails the entire time. I don't see balls on either side. It feels pretty damn good to me. She won't tell me I've asked. I couldn't even pick the right scientists to win a role at Rocky Mountain Rip. Oh no. Hi there, KCM Buff. Yeah, absolutely. I will reach out to you within 24 hours via email. I don't know if you put email and Discord, but pretty much always reach out via email unless it's like someone I've chatted with for a long time and I'm like, I'll just shoot you a message. So, all right. I sometimes ask my fiance. Oh yeah, I read that. Okay. So now that this is like this, we're gonna do a few things. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, does it make sense to clamp the bearing blocks first or the rails? I don't remember what I did on the other side. So we need to flip this over. Yep. Oh man, there's a bunch of machine oil on this. Oh man, that looks gross. Yeah, let me. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna get some IPA and wipe it down. We tapped one of the sides last week, and so a lot of the, I think it was WD-40 actually is what I ended up using. I couldn't find the machinist oil. I don't remember. Does anyone remember last week what we did when it came to putting the rails? I think we left the bearing blocks loose and tightened up the linear rails and then tightened up the bearing blocks. I don't remember. Hey 30p UK. I think that's what I'll probably do is tighten up the rails first and then the bearing blocks. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more in the channels. Might just have to come back to this. Oops. I think it was, yeah, I think it was rails and blocks too. It feels like, thinking back, I think that's what I did. So we'll try to stick with that. We already got some aluminum chips from the Milo. Oh no, I also put this, napkin right on my Loctite. Let me throw this in the trash and we'll just pour some more Loctite. Okie doke. So what we are gonna do is run this back and forth a few times. You think it's better to start with the blocks? I think it's better to start. I think I did rails and blocks, so I don't know which one is better, but I would like to mirror what I did last time, which I do think was okay, so we're just basically gonna slide this, and as I expose the screw, I'm gonna tighten it down. This is not the right size driver. You could be right, Mohammed. I can't say for sure this is the best order of operations. I just want to mirror what I did last time though, versus doing two different things. So that way, at least if I know that it isn't right, I know that I need to correct both versus trying to remember what I did. Is anyone tempted to get an A1 Mini with AMS? They're so cheap right now. I love the A1 Mini. Honestly, like, the X1 Carbon and P1S are pretty close to me as far as, like, comparatively. Yeah, I like the screen better, but I think P1S is by far best value out of their Core XY lineup, and it's what I'd recommend to most people. But aside from that, I love the A1 Mini, man. I think it's a really, and I really am not a cantilever, really not a cantilever guy. Hold on. A1 Mini is a solid little printer. Yeah, it's rad. It's just, it's like the train that could, or whatever. I think that's what it's called, the train that could. I was blown when it showed up for review. I was like, what in the world is this? Like, this, people wanted an extra large Core XY, and this is like a tiny cantilever. But man, I got through the initial setup process and ran the first couple prints, and I'm like, all right, dude, like, you can't judge a book by its cover. This is way more capable than it appears. Okay, that is way smoother. So wow, that is, so I loosened the bearing blocks now, and that is much smoother. I have a feeling it won't be quite as smooth once I clamp them down, but they weren't tight prior to this, but they were also not super loose. Do you still use your V Minion? Absolutely. The V-Minion is almost my go-to when I just need something that I know is gonna work. Like, it has a LGX light, it has a Dragonfly, and I think I upgraded it to like either hardened steel or plated copper nozzle. Probably hardened steel at this point. So it's not high flow. The LGX light's a really solid extruder, but I wouldn't say it's like top tier performance. It's just a good extruder. But for reliability, man, like that thing it's such a fantastic printer. I like the V-Minion a lot. I would love a V2 of the V-Minion. I don't know what, the main things I would change is electronics related. As far as hardware goes, I'm pretty content with it. Yeah, this feels pretty dang good. It feels like it's a little bit smoother this way than that way. It kind of, I wouldn't use the word binds. It definitely doesn't bind. It's smooth the whole way. So, okay. Let me go over these bolts one last time. Then we'll tighten the bearing blocks. Crap, I only have 40 minutes. Yeah, let's put some a little pep in my step. I always wonder, even with 3D printed builds, why the screws are not set to tighten a certain amount newtons, like with torque wrench. Yeah, I've never seen. I think I've seen it on a few nozzles, but that's really it. Aside from that, I've never seen like specific spec when it comes to tightening hardware on builds. Not tempted by the V-Chunk. I haven't looked at the V-Chunk's the one that's like mostly printed, right? Okay, this is good. So now we're going to tighten our blocks again. We'll do a diagonal pattern. Start with this guy. These are kind of loosely, like I still need to tighten these more, but we'll start with this, then we'll go diagonal across it to the other rail. And tighten this down. Okay. Oh, that's right. The parts were big. Yeah, most people can't print them. I think that I remember seeing or hearing, maybe it was, I feel like it was Mandic really that said that probably one of the first mods someone will do is split up the 400mm part to print on a more conventional bed. Because that's a 400, unless you've got like a rat rig 400mm, like, I mean, even boron, like 350 is typically what people have as their biggest boron. So, okay, that definitely did not go well. That is way too tight. So we might be listening to, we might reverse the order on this. Yeah, that is not what we want. So we're gonna loosen bearing blocks, loosen this rail, tighten bearing blocks, then tighten rail. We'll try opposite order because that does not feel right at all. It feels way constricted. Slowly tighten screws, otherwise it shifts in my experience. Yeah, let's try the other, just curious, other order operations. Because that went from smooth like butter to oof. Hey, Adam, thank you for 7 months. Will you be at open source? No, I'm not gonna be there. Lightburn will be there. They had a crew picked out for that, and since I was just at Rocky Mountain last, or maybe I guess a little over a month ago now, I just can only do so much traveling. I might be at 3D Printopia, but it's still way up in the air. Fabrico had mentioned possibly doing some kind of sponsor thing, but I haven't worked out any details, so I don't know. Long story short, no, I won't. In spirit, maybe. I'm definitely excited to hear. I know it's going to be awesome. I'm excited to hear how everyone's experience is. requesting photos. If you think to take photos, I would love to see anything cool that anyone sees. Okay, so this is a loose rail. Steve will be there. I know Steve's gonna be there, and I don't know who all else. Like, I don't know if there's. Oh, I mean, Stefan will be there. Proper Printing will be there. 'Cause I think they're like on panels or. That can stay tight. Okay. Okay, now it's super loose. So I think what I'm gonna do is just slowly tighten it while moving it back and forth. Like, it will be my first time in San Francisco. Oh, nice. Where are you out of, Adam? I'll Photoshop you into my booth. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if you do it, you go for it. Photoshop me in. I tighten one screw at a time and make sure it still moves smoothly. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of I was thinking of doing something similar to that. I didn't put this much thought into the other axis, which we'll find out whether I regret that, but these are also not very tight, what I'm doing right now. This is still very much just a hand tight thing. Okay, you're in Seattle, nice. Seattle area, yeah. I'm sure you're gonna have a blast. Like, it's, oops, that was too, damn it, I got distracted. Okay, I feel it starting to restrict a bit, so let's back off on this guy. Okay. Feels a little better. I'm bummed I can't go to Open Source, but I'll be in Europe for the first... Oh, dude, yeah, that'll be a ton of fun. Okay, a little bit tighter, but still not bad, still passable. This guy seems to be the one that's doing me in. Yeah. Why? Why are you... I'm gonna loosen this last one as well. So I do know there's preload on them, and so if I put a little bit of weight on this, it's definitely helping. I did loosen the final bolt on this rail, so let me reseat, or let me retighten this guy down. See if it's still better. I'm like brain farting. I know that it wasn't super smooth last week either, but I think it was more related to preload. Because once I press down some weight, I'm like, okay, we're sliding now. But it's definitely not super... I don't know. We're gonna move forward. I'm just gonna still tighten one at a time and move it and hope it's okay. I feel like I can almost feel the balls in the... Like, it takes quite a bit of force to move this thing. The fact that you have to tighten the bearing blocks to the plate first will make it hard to align properly. Yeah, I don't... Like, it's... I mean, now we're getting to the point where, like, yeah, I can still press it with one finger, but that's quite a bit of force required to push it back and forth. But I think someone had mentioned last time, put a little bit of weight on it and see, and it does seem like that makes it a bit better. And it's also possible that it'll kind of work its way in a little. I don't know. I don't know what else I can do though. I've tried now kind of both ways. Like both directions as far as tightening it. Try flipping it over so the whole thing is sitting in the correct direction. You mean, so let me, well, because I can't flip it over and tighten it. So you're saying like once I'm done tightening this just to check? Or I can flip it over for fun really quickly here. It's hard for me to know whether like that's just the way it is. I definitely can almost feel, I feel like I can almost feel the ball bearings riding on it, which feels a little bit funky to me. But it's I don't know. I know the other axis was also a little bit tough as well, or quite fairly tough as well. So I think that I probably go forward because I don't know what else really I can do. And see what happens once this thing is actually all wired up and see if I have any issues or binding. It feels uniform across the entire thing though. Like it's the same. So I don't know. Oh. Yeah, let me finish. I actually need to tighten this down still. Yep, so let's go through some troubleshooting steps. Okay. Even though, so just so you know, right now, these guys are not fully tight, and this rail is only connected, nope. One of these rails is only connected at one point. Still flip it over. Or should I tighten everything down first and then flip it over? Move it all the way to one side. Okay. Okay, so it's all the way on this end. Can you hop on Discord and I can talk you through it all? Can I do that? Maybe. I've got 25 minutes. I've got a hard cutoff of 25 minutes. Let me see. I think your audio is going to come through on stream as long as you'd be okay with that, though. But let me see here. If I go... let's see if I go to Bluetooth. I go to... Huh, it says connected. Disconnect. Connected. Okay. Okay, I think I'm good for a call. Just again, your audio will be on stream as long as you're okay with that. All good with me. Cool. Okay. Is it just do you want to just call me directly? I don't know if you'll be able to. Sorry, phone is also blowing up at the same time. If you can hear me, try calling me. I don't know. I don't do a whole ton of calling through Discord. One second here. Oh, here we go. Message. Sweet. Okay. Can I? Hello. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Let me see if. I'm curious to. Gotcha. I don't think that chat. I don't think that they can hear you, which I don't know if it really matters. Do you want me to try to figure out if I can get you to be on here as well? Okay, so let me see. I think if I chat cannot hear. Okay, so let me see if I switch from. I think if I turn off. Let me see. Let me pause music. And let me go to desktop audio. I want to see it's under properties. There we go. It's going to be under AirPod stereo. Okay, say something.
Hey, can anyone hear me? Just see if the chat can hear me.
Okay, I see wavelength popping up. So I think that might work. With your time limit might not be worth it. Let me see. Let me know if you guys can hear him. We can hear now. Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, they can hear you. Awesome. So I've got 20 minutes, so I appreciate you hopping on the call. So yeah, let me know what should I be looking at first here.
Yeah, I'll be as quick as possible. First of all, this can be an issue sometimes in colder environments. The grease inside your rail carriages can actually feel like it's being pushed harder. So if you're in a colder place and you're watching your stream, just keep that in mind. I'm guessing you're in the States where it's quite warm right now, so that we can.
Yeah,
we can just cut that out.
71 Fahrenheit, so I don't think it would be too short. Yeah.
So we'll assume that that's not the issue. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of the rails and you're going to use that as your reference rail. Right?
Okay.
So I guess that can be the one that is the one that's still stationary, still bolted down.
Yep, which let me quickly verify, because since I've got this on here, it doesn't wiggle quite the same. So this side that feels tight. That feels tight. This is loose. Okay, cool. So my right rail from this orientation is the one that's fully bolted across, while the other one should only have one corner. I believe it's bolted.
Yep, so I can see that on stream now. Yeah, so the one that's on your left-hand side is your reference rail. So first thing you're going to do is going to loosen the ones that are on your the carriages on your loose rail.
Okay, so loosen let me see, loosen the carriages on this side. None of them, just so you know as well, even the right side, which this is the rail that's bolted down, and but none of these screws are I haven't tightened them fully, any of them. So
yep.
I can in a moment here, but I will at least loosen the left side so that way they're all real loose. But even the right isn't. I wouldn't consider it like final tighten for the build.
So is the right side your reference rail, or are you using the left side?
Yeah. So okay. right side rail is fully tightened. Left side right now, I just loosened the blocks, and then the only screw on the rail is the closest one underneath here. I believe that's actually tightened.
Okay, awesome. So on your right-hand rail now, they should be snuggish, but they don't need to be completely tight. You can go over with a bit of Loctite later if you so wish. You're not trying to torque them down to any kind of spec right now. You're just trying to get them snug.
Okay, let me they might actually be a little bit tighter than I thought. I'm gonna just quickly back off a hair, so I can get
No
them
worries.
nice and snug. Cool, we got sound beginning. Sweet, awesome. Okay, so now that I've backed off all of them like a turn, I'm gonna slowly creep up on at least getting them, somewhat fastened.
Yep, if it, like a 2-finger tight or a 3-finger tight,
Okay,
kind of
cool.
what you're looking for.
Yep, yep. Don't put your elbow into it.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, so now this should be finger tight, and this rail should be fully tight.
Yeah. So the next step is we're just going to eliminate it from. We're going to eliminate the fact that it's the fixed rail that's the issue, right? By
Okay.
just running that rail up and down. So run the carriage up and down, see if it's binding at all. If it does bind, we know it's an issue with that rail, with that fixed
Yeah,
side.
yeah. It's still quite similar.
It's still quite similar. So in
Yep.
that case, what we're going to do. So can you tighten up so split the rail in half in your mind, right? So like there's the bearing block side that you've got screwed in already, and then there's the
Yep.
one that doesn't have anything in.
Yep.
Take off half, loosen up half of the screws for me on
Okay.
the side that doesn't have anything on it.
Yep. So I put 7 in, so I'll just loosen 4.
Yep.
Okay.
So just so whilst doing this, my assumption here is that there's a little bit of bow that's happened in the rail somewhere. So what
Yep.
we're going to do is we're going to start with half of it undone,
Okay.
see if it runs a bit better then. If it doesn't, we're just going to back off another screw, another screw, another screw until we get to the point where
Cool.
there's no bow in
Yeah.
that rail. So
Process
just
of
give it a-
elimination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So I've got those loose now. So much better on that half and forward. But once I get back towards the half where it was initially at, it gets so like 50% is good, 50% not good.
Okay, so the far part is good, the
Yep.
back part is bad. Okay, in that
Yep.
case, what we're going to do is go back to the original position,
Okay.
and then tighten up the screws that were on the far side, and then loosen up the screws that are on the close side.
Should I be using? Actually, I can't use that jig anymore because I've got these printed pieces on. So just tighten them as is, even if it's not going to be perfectly centered. Well, I guess it should still be fairly centered since I've got multiple down here tightened. I can't use the printed jigs on the 2020.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so you should do the tramming later on. That's why
Okay.
we don't have the jigs in place, because the jigs in place it makes people assume that things are correct when they might not be.
Okay. Okay, so I will go then starting from here. Yeah. Okay. Did I lose you?
No, you still got me here.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I'm just seeing where you are on stream.
Oh,
There's
gotcha.
obviously a bit of a delay.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Yeah, so if you now push it all the way to the end, just be careful that doesn't fall off the
Yep.
the end of the carriage. And then we're going to do the same thing, but in reverse. So you're going to loosen up the bolts that are closest to you. What I think has happened is you've tightened them properly, but when you added the plates on the end, the bearing piece, you've just squidged up the rail a little bit, which has caused a tiny bit of a bow.
Gotcha.
And if it still remains that tight, don't worry about it, right? It would still probably work the way it was.
Yeah.
It's just we're just trying to get the best performance right now.
So now it's basically reversed.
Basically reversed.
Yeah,
Right.
so now like this side is smooth how the other one felt, but once I get over that halfway point, it's now like it basically binds right there. It starts to lock up.
Right there. Cool. Okay, so where it locks up, you're going to find the next bolt up, and then try and loosen that one.
So that would be center. Yeah, that, no, that would be this guy. Oops, my big. Okay.
Yep.
So definitely better. Like I would say 90% better. I still feel like it could be mental, but I still feel like I feel a tiny bit down here, but that was yeah, no, it's still oops shit. Oh no, I had a ball pop. Shit.
Ooh.
I'll get it back in. I think it was far right side. But yeah, I definitely have.
Okay, but it's so what I can see on stream is you're not actually having to put that much force into it, so that's good.
Yeah, no,
So
I'm not.
what you're gonna do now is just very lightly, right, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna tighten up you're gonna push the carriage all the way to the end and start tightening up from the carriage towards you to try and get whatever bow is out, and just very small spins of the screws at a time.
Okay, you're saying bring it towards
So
me,
push
like
it. So push it all the way to the end. So where
okay.
it was. Yeah. So other end.
Oh yeah, towards me. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, perfect. And then all the screws that you've just tightened up, you're going to tighten it from the carriage end
Yep.
towards you. Right, just
From the
try and get.
carriage and towards away from me.
Sorry, no. So you still have the carriage on the wrong side.
Oh, okay. So you want it not near me, as far away
I
from me as
want you.
possible.
Yeah.
Okay. And now tighten it from carriage and towards me.
Yes. Just
Yes.
small
Yeah.
increments at a time. Right. We're not. So you don't need it. They don't need to be tight. They're just small increments at a time.
Okay. And tighten them evenly, so go from like inner to outer,
Yeah.
or no? Okay.
Yeah. Just go all the way the length around.
Yep.
Because at this point, like, the bow was introduced because you were constraining it at the end,
Yep.
right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to allow that bow to move along the rail, and the ABS part should move out the way now, rather than it when it was butting up against it. There was nowhere for it to go. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Now every now and again, just run it up and down, see if it's still decent.
Yeah. So it's definitely it's gotten a bit harder to move, but it's way more uniform. It's kind of like a happy middle ground. I feel like now
Yeah.
across the entire thing.
Yeah, and that's all you're looking for. Like, if it might get tight,
Okay.
but it's as long as it's a uniform
Yep.
kind of amount each way.
Okay. Cool. So I've got to. I'm gonna wait till after stream just so I can focus on it. But I gotta take this thing off and figure out which of the right blocks it popped off of, so I can get that ball back in.
Okay. Okay.
So.
But yeah, so on the other side, just so you know, it's the exact same process again.
Okay.
But you're gonna start with them all loose rather than having some of them tightened up.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, it was a matter of. It seems like in this case, my reference rail was the issue, which is what threw me because I'm used to the reference rail not being the issue, and it wasn't the issue, I don't think, with the other axes. I don't remember it being quite this tough. So in this case, I had to get the reference rail corrected, because if that's not right, then I mean your secondary rail is just going to follow even more so in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Well, that's super helpful. I think that I'll probably finalize this portion of it off stream, just that way again I can get that ball bearing on. But I really appreciate you hopping on the call. That was super helpful.
No worries, bud.
Alrighty.
If you need any more help, just give me a shout and I'll be right back on.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. Well, that was awesome. So I lost a ball popped out. I think it was a single ball, which I can fix. It's happened to me plenty of times before. And I'm hoping it was just the one. So after the stream ends, I'm going to take this off. It looks like it was one on both sides, actually. But I'm going to slide this off and just use like tweezers to basically push the balls around how I kind of did when I greased them initially. And I should be able to see which one has the bigger gap, and I'll just put that ball back in place. So yeah, that was a bummer. But what does 2 finger for 3-finger tight mean? I've heard of finger tightening, but not a specific. Yeah, I don't know the specific, but it seems like the main issue was, although I used the, which is weird to me, although I used the jigs and we tightened from inside out, it still had a bit of bow that was there, which he said could have been introduced when I tightened the end piece on. It might have sort of tweaked it a little bit, but it's running now like across the entire thing much smoother. Granted, I haven't tightened the other side's bearing blocks, but yeah, it seems like it was uneven tightening is what caused it. So I'm gonna spend probably now that I know this, I'm probably gonna spend a fair bit of time between this week's stream and next week's stream. I might even revisit the first set of bearings just to make sure that I'm happy with basically the tension across them. But that was awesome. I appreciate it was Jake again. Thank you for hopping on and going over that. But I think it was uneven tightening on them. So I'll spend more time on tightening. Let me see, where are we regarding the x-axis? I think that was most of it really, other than attaching the finger tight means all fingers are being used. 2-finger, 3-finger means less fingers, so less force. Okay, I get it. So I think maybe finger tight versus hand tightening. So all that's left is slapping the motor on the end and bolting that through with these. So I will get this completed. I'll probably end up finishing the X and going over it with you guys on next week's stream, because it's essentially the same thing we do with Y up until this point. And that way I can focus on getting the motion in a good place, and then we'll continue next week with the Z-axis. So yes, having long rails like this, I think introduces even more. I don't feel like I've dealt with very much not warp, but like crooked rails. But I think that because of the size of these, it becomes an easier thing to happen. And I didn't like the way things were feeling once I tightened things down. It was way too much friction. I think it didn't feel right. So yeah, I think we'll probably call it there. I've got 8 minutes left till I have to call it, and that way I can hopefully put the covers back on the bearing blocks and get this all fixed. So let me zoom out a little bit here. So thank you everybody for hanging out. It was pretty much a screw simulation stream. I think the Z-axis will be a bit more exciting because it'll be different than the uniformity of X and Y. So next week we'll get to put on some of the aluminum plates and start putting this all together. The issue is more because 2 blocks per rail. You're saying you think over constraint because there's 2 that have to line versus 4, which is definitely a factor. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever rocked 2 blocks on a rail. I think the closest thing I have is the ender wire, which isn't on the same rail, but it's 2 blocks for the same gantry for the bed. But yeah, so that definitely could be it. So yeah, next week we'll continue off with the Z. I will do some prep work if I can, so that way we can hopefully make some good progress. And I think next week's stream we'll try to go a bit longer. This week was just weird because Erin works way earlier than she normally does, so I just had to call it. So thank you everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the members and the chat, and the congratulations to our winners. Thank you to PolyMaker for letting us do that. It is really weird not having music playing. I always have had music playing, and I'm like, it's almost like a little bit eerie on my end not hearing any music. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we will continue next week. I will get this squared away, and once again, thank you to Millennium Machines for hanging out and hopping on a call. That was awesome. So cheers everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and I will catch you next time.